welcome to episode 8, part 1, the Fantasy League section of the Full-Time Banter Show. My name is Tariq.
I'm Liam.
I'm Riz.
And yes, it's a little bit different this week, you may have noticed.
Yes.
Fantasy League is up first this week because of the feedback we've been getting. We need to get it out early because some of you want that crucial news and crucial tips we've been giving. And I have to admit, it's coming out late on a Friday night sometimes. So Fantasy League will be part 1 from now on. There's no film section this week, guys.
Seriously?
No.
Oh.
I know, thumbs down. I'm a bit sad about that, unfortunately. Reason being, just because of a tight schedule this week, but also, more importantly, we got the dreaded international break coming up. And it's a 2-week one, isn't it?
Yes.
2-week international break when there's going to be no Premier League. So in those 2 weeks, we are going to have dedicated film-only shows. Yeah, so we're going to spoil you, so you better get involved. And the other part 2 is going to be the football section as usual.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
So make sure you like, share, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Leave some comments down below. Get in touch via our Twitter handle at fulltimebanter7, or one word. And that's about it. I think we're ready to go. We're going to go.
Ready to rumble, yeah. Let's rock and roll, lads. Let's
I'm
go.
going to hand you over. We're going to do our Full-Time Banter League review straight off. So giving you our top 10 pop pickers, I'm going to hand you over to Liam.
Alright, great mates. This is quite literally the Full-Time Banter Top 10. Hopefully the Pick of the Pops music will be there, but copyright issues may not mean that it's there.
You're being sued, mate. You're being taken to court. Infringements.
At number 10, we have a new entry from Vaseem Mahmood and his team Mo Mane on 217 points. Down 4 places to number 9, Santhosh Kanake, gunning San, 222 points. 7th, joined 7th, Umad Tariq and No Surrender, Chris High, Show Me the Mane, both on 225 points. Gulshan Jones is a non-mover at 6, with you talking to me. Bit of the older accent there, mates. 226. Down 3 to 5 is Andrew Mercer and Mighty Reds Wannabes, 229 points. Ben Seater, been unseated at the top.
Oh, yes.
Bit of a pun there. Ooh, putting that in. Is 230 points with Wenger in at 4. Number 3, up from 9, Sahib Tariq and Sahib Slaughter Squad. Ooh, bit of a grim name, mate. 231 points. Gary Watson, non-mover at 2, with the Garthatron, 236 points. And number 1, up from 5, Tarek Nazir and the False 9 on 244 points. Look at that, guys. He's here as well.
Wait. Hang on a minute. What are you getting excited for?
Excited because I'm keeping up the Liverpool vibe.
No.
Liverpool on top of the
forget
table.
that. What was your name last week? It's definitely not Tariq. That's someone else. He's trying to claim someone else's spot. He's trying to claim someone else's spot.
Tarek this week. I'm not Liam
He's trying to claim someone else's spot. What are you doing, lad?
But yes, keeping up the Liverpool vibe. Top of the league.
Whatever.
Top of the
It's
league.
nothing to do with
Top of the
Liverpool.
league. It is.
Hey, by the way, just to let you know, we had the construction people come into our site today to check the venue out. They had to shift the door a few meters wide just to let you fit in. So keep yourself together.
Hey, listen,
Remain humble tonight. Remain humble. I think he's after that shirt, but you ain't getting it. You do know that you don't get that shirt.
Listen, our league, you're gonna beat me at least, yeah. And to be honest, at the moment, I've got no competition. But
Whatever.
Fantastic. With the top 10, I think we're going to have to do that every week.
That was really good.
That was really good, yeah.
Yeah, for that.
So before we carry on, then highest and lowest scores. In case you missed it, I'm top of the league. I'm number 1.
Oh, we've had that.
Yes.
News now. Move on.
66 points, second highest in the league as well.
Hey, he's gonna put my
and we need to start doing this. I've got to put it on here today. How the professionals sort of mark their season and measure it is by overall rank. Out of the 5.36 million people worldwide playing the game.
Getting a bit serious now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. There's some significance obviously I have to, because out of 5.36 million people worldwide, I'm currently ranked around about 12,000.
Good lad. But you know what? To be honest with you, and I know I take the mick out of you, but I think you do a good run. Third time lucky. I think third year now. Your fortunes are changing. I don't know which cookie you've got your fortune
I'm
out
going
of
to let
this
you into a
time.
little secret. This is my 10th season playing Fantasy
So
League.
I know that, but in regards with the last 2 seasons,
Yeah.
since we've got to know you anyway, well, I have with the league and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I've only really been taking it seriously for about 6 months, so.
So yeah, what?
But anyway, moving on. Enough about me, guys. Enough
About Terry.
Yes, we can talk about me later. The highest scorer in the league this week was Mohamed Jawad with 68 points, just 2 more than me.
Doesn't matter, he's still got 2 more than you. Well done. He's
Good
upset,
lad.
he's still upset.
Comeback of dreams, and he's currently 61st, so yeah.
Not a problem, mate. Not a problem.
Grand total of 166 points overall. I actually remember Comeback of Dreams and Mohamed Jawad's team. It goes with the same name. It's a very original name. Maybe try thinking of changing it. Because last year, he was nowhere near. I remember Mohamed Jawad from 3 seasons ago where he was number 1. And he was in the running for winning the league for a long time.
Yes.
And I can't remember if he won it or he lost it. But I think ever since then he's adopted the name Comeback of Dreams. And the comeback hasn't been on so far.
So alright, just keep doing what you're doing, Mohamed. You know, week by week, and see, it's just a little bit bitter because he's 2 points off you. He wanted a full accolade this week. He wanted a full accolade.
Right, sorry, Riz. I've taken your highest. Who was supposed to do the highest? Someone do the lowest then, anyway. Who's doing the lowest scorers this week?
I'll do the lowest scorers, okay. Now, we've got 2 up this week, yeah? Ooh. And both of the points, we're looking at 29 points, yeah?
Yes.
So, the first one is going to be Fatima Hassan with her team Fred Astaire United, is it? Is
Fred
that how you pronounce it? Fred Astaire United.
Never heard of Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire, I haven't.
Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
I haven't.
Do me and Liam need to give you a rendition?
No, don't give me a rendition.
The film section's coming back.
Because it's not coming back tonight. But yeah, so Fatima Hassan, I don't know what's happening with Fatima at the moment, but considering that you started last season 3 or 4 weeks after a certain Mr. Nazir.
Did she?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Definitely did. And she still ended up getting higher than you.
I don't think she did.
But yes, she did. Yes, she did. Most definitely she did.
That.
So Fatima, well done. But this time round, I think your team, the main things with her team at the minute, I think is the midfield. That's the problem.
Yes.
Because I think the defence-wise, alright, it's okay, it's not too bad, but she got let down by De Gea, Wananhol, Kelly as well in defence. And then she's got the likes of Oreo, Romeo, Kante and Davis, which for me is a bit of a weak midfield, with the 2 exceptions being Salah and Eriksen. Unfortunately, just not many people did the business for you. And having Aguero and Jesus is a brave move. So maybe look at possibly changing one of them strikers to somebody else. Because that's probably causing you some problems. Because only Aguero got 4 points, and that was double points because he was captain. So have a look at your team, see exactly what to do. And then the other team was Aidan Kirkpatrick Jones. His team was Papastathopoulos. Okay.
Which is
Irish lad.
Socrates' second name.
Yes, okay. So again, I think Aidan's gone with a similar approach, but having had a look at his team, I don't think it's too bad, to be honest with you.
He's not, he's just had an unlucky week.
Unlucky week. I mean, you've got Aguero in there as well. You've gone without Salah.
You captain Aguero again, I think, yeah.
So the defence is pretty decent, but they just not had much going on for them. So
a bit of bad luck. In Fatima's case, Fatima, you've not got the informed players in your midfield.
Exactly.
But, well done for giving it a go, because I believe she's making her own
decisions. Definitely, absolutely.
That's the way you're going to learn.
Exactly the way it is. So those are our highest and lowest point scorers of the week so far, as well as our top 10. So what we'll do, moving on, if that's all right, we'll go with you, Liam, first.
Yeah.
Get your team out of the way, see how you did this week, and then any potential changes or what you want to discuss moving forward for game week 4.
No drama, thank you, Riz. Lingardium Leviosa just got 42 points. The average was 50, but looking through the players in the league and that, there was quite a lot who got around that early 40s mark, so I was in good company. Again, Aguero didn't do much. Richarlison sending off, which we'll come to later on, kind of messed it up a bit for a lot of people. Yeah, just a pretty average week. Glad I made the decision to captain Salah ahead of Aguero, like we said last week, didn't we, boys? We predicted it. We did say.
Yep.
But yeah, just a pretty pretty average week. No movement from me either. Staying in 30th.
Yeah, you hooked on that, anchored in 30th.
I'm keeping to the speed limit. That's what I'm doing on the residential roads.
Steadily.
I'm in a built
He's
up.
got some bumps coming up.
In a built up urban area. I'm like, I'll just hang on.
Fair play to you. Fair play. So what's the plan moving forward into game week 4 then?
I've already binned Richarlison and brought Pedro in.
Oh, already?
Yeah. Which again we'll come on to in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then after that, what are some of the plans were? I might swap Ericsson out for Mkhitaryan, and could possibly, because Arsenal's run of fixtures coming up is pretty tasty, and possibly that would then mean swapping out a defender and bringing in Robertson in.
Yes, because you only have Mendy.
Well, that's it. I went balls out the back with everywhere else, and I had nothing left.
Yeah, no, fair play.
Oh my word! Relying on one good fullback.
It's fine.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. See what happens. Yeah.
Mendy and Robertson is the minimum, absolute minimum this season. Yeah.
Yeah, it will appear that way. But yeah, then I might have another plan for a couple of weeks, depending on what I do with the strikers. Forget Danny Ings.
Fair play.
Not telling you yet.
Fair play. Happy days. Alex, seeing as you're on a high anyway, let's discuss your team.
I'm top of the full-time Banter League. Yeah.
Say that a bit louder.
Have a ding noise every time it gets mentioned.
I scored the second highest points with 66 points. Fantastic. I'm really chuffed. I'm over the moon because, like I keep saying, I've never ever had a start to the season like this. Team came in, Mendy and Robertson. Yes. Tarkovsky, the third left back. Or was he a right back? He's a full back anyway.
Yeah.
It's the year of the full back essentially.
Yeah.
He came in, scored for the second week running. Begovic and Fabianski I got wrong. I should have played Fabianski. The rest, midfield kind of did nothing apart from Salah. And strike did nothing apart from Zaha scored again but then got another yellow card. But Mitrovic, the person I've been banging on about championing since week 1, telling you that he's looking busy, he's looking lively, the stats are saying he's going to come good, and he did.
Called him out game week 1, didn't we, when we were talking about Fulham and stuff like that, so he was due a couple of goals.
I'm feeling like I've got the Midas touch at the moment, because I had him in my team since the start of the season, and the evidence is there, top of the league, guys.
You do well, keep it up.
Top of the league.
I've not got the dilemma of Richarlison because, as I was mentioning last week or the week before, I think it was when Jack was here, I didn't have the funds to get Richarlison. Well, I didn't get him in because I was banking my 2 transfers. So I priced myself out. So luckily, I wasn't one of those people who got him in last week and then you got the -2 points. So I don't have that dilemma. So I've got different plans. My plans are basically 2. I'm going to take a -4 this week. So I've got 1 free transfer, -4. I'm going to get rid of, I believe it was, Peltier and Bernardo Silva, because Bernardo Silva, he's had the 3 weeks. He's only really done it in 1 week.
First week.
Following my 3-week rule, I need to freshen up my team, bring someone else in. So I'm using the money combined from them to bring in a 4th fullback, Alonso. Because I was wrong. I put my hands up. I was wrong about Alonso. He's absolutely lighting the place up. Yeah. So 4th and my 5th wing back is Wan-Bissaka on the bench. So I might even play 4 or 5 at the back in the coming weeks. So my midfield I'm going to downgrade to Neves, who's looking lively at that price.
Yeah. Stop by the show.
So I already had Pedro in. I got him in last week, I think. And Pedro's going to take over. He's had the chances. He didn't score this week, but he's there and thereabouts. So I'm happy with my team again. Short term, so that's the short term plans. Long term, just looking at Mane and Aguero and seeing how they carry on, because potentially that money could be used for, say, an Aubameyang or even a Kane.
Yeah. Fair shot, definitely.
That's me.
Happy days, excellent. So move on to mine. I mean, obviously I wasn't here last week, but I did make 3 changes. I took a -4.
Right.
I kind of got sick of seeing the sight of Sessegnon and Jota in midfield. So I was the one who bought Richarlison in, and I bought Pedro in. And also to consolidate my position within the team, I had a bit of a change around with Zaha, so I bought Zaha in as well. And he did well, obviously he scored. considering I took -4, I ended up with a -6 because of the -2 points basically from Richarlison.
Right.
But it's not too bad because I've got him at the price I have. He may obviously come back in a couple of weeks' time, given he's missing the Carabao Cup and then he's got 2 more games in the Premier League. However, I've already made a change, and it's a defensive change that I've made. I brought in Alonso this time round. I had money in the bank, so I bought Alonso in. I've joined the party, and I've taken Coleman out. So I've gone with basically Robertson, Mendy, Aspilicueta, gone with them for once Wan-Bissaka comes back. I think I'm going to try the 5 at the back, and then just see exactly where it is. So I'm not going to make any more changes. Stick with Silva, stick with Pedro for game week 4. Obviously, Richarlison's going to be benched because of his red card.
Right, so you're going to bench him and not get rid.
Yeah, just going to bench him. I just think he's too valuable for me anyway at this present moment in time. Even if he misses 2 games, that value will still keep. If he comes back in and starts scoring, then I'm going to have to find funds elsewhere. Whereas I can possibly make changes now, wait for the international break, and then have a look at whether I want to use my wild card long-term plan or whether I just stick with this team. But at the minute, I've started to make little changes because I think I need to start getting ahead of the game now, because for the first 2 weeks, to be honest with you, I was just taking Michael.
You were, mate. You need to get in it, Riz.
So now, obviously, make the right decisions for the right reasons, not just for the sake of just taking them. Now it's just a case of listen. I got myself a challenge there. I'm 60 points behind you. Okay. So, it's doable, claw back certain points, certain weeks, and then hopefully close that gap. I'm only 10 places behind you, or 12 places, 10 points behind you, Liam. So it's just keeping in the mix with you guys, and let's see what's going on. Put a bit of added pressure. Other than that, no changes, apart from Alonso, and I think hopefully he better do something this week, otherwise I'll be regretting it.
I think he will. I mean, he's been questioned on whether he can keep up this output.
Yeah, definitely.
Already in 3 weeks, he's coming close to matching his total for last season, for the whole of the season.
Definitely.
So I think he will. The way
definitely. Like I said, and it's a good thing because obviously now looking at my team there, I've got like four premium defenders. Aspilicueta, Alonso, Robertson, Mendy. So I've got the added value that if I ever needed to get rid of one of them, most likely one that I'll probably get rid of now is probably going to be Aspilicueta at some point, because he's looking like the odd one out from the bunch. And if he's still at 6.5, then it gives me money to play about with, hopefully.
It does.
So fingers crossed. Let's see what happens anyway.
Cool, okay. Alright, that's the roundup of the league. Hopefully give you a few pointers there as well to see what we're doing in our line of thinking. We've got a few topics to cover quickly in the next 10 minutes, hopefully. But before we do, we had a question from TJ who was asking, kind of informally, who was inquiring about player values, how the price is going up, price is going down, and what you may have noticed is when you transfer a player out, you're not getting the same value for the player. There's a reason for that. That's the rules of the game. So it is a little bit complicated, so I'm going to make it as brief and concise as possible. Basically, player prices go up not dependent on form, not how well the player is doing. The prices go up purely on demand. So basically, how many people are transferring that player in. That's pure and simple. So the more people that transfer players in, the quicker his price will rise. And like we said last week, we were speaking about Mane and Richarlison had gone up 0.3 in 2 weeks because a lot of the new players are making the transfers straight after a match. Big piles of players getting them in, and it's driving the price up early, forcing the rest of us who would usually wait till later in the week to make our transfers early to avoid another price rise, and that pushes the price up again further because there's more of us making it earlier. So that's all it is. On the other side, the price comes down as soon as you transfer out. So the price does not come down if he has a bad game, does not come down if he gets injured, does not come down if he gets a red card and suspended. Those things cause people to transfer the player out, and as soon as it goes out, the price comes down, but it comes down at a lower percentage. So basically, the price goes up quicker than it does come down, so you don't lose value. The reason why you do lose value when you transfer out is to do with how much you've accrued in value. So say you brought in Richarlison at 6.5, you went up to 6.8. The maths is a little complicated how they work out the formula, but basically they round down. So you would get in, I think you would get back 6.6.
Yeah, you get 0.2 of a difference, depending on how the sequence works within that. Sometimes it's 0.25.
It's to do with odd and even numbers as well. So basically they round down. Yeah, they give you back less. So that comes as a shock to people usually when they play the wild card and they wipe out the whole team and then they think, oh, that doesn't add up.
Because what happens, like obviously, like you said there, just to very quickly clarify on that point as well, like you said, if you play the wild card, you wipe your whole team out, you can see straight away where depreciation of value is taking place.
Yeah.
So it'll say in your bank you've got a budget of 99.3 million and you're thinking, where's my 0.7 million? Exactly, I've not changed anything.
Yes. Right, moving on to the main topic this week then. It's been on everyone's lips, it's been around the Twitter sphere, as it's been called. I've been on there. Luckily, I've been happily oblivious to it because I'm not a Richarlison. So I'm going to come to you, Liam, first.
Yeah.
The obvious replacements, I'm going to tell you that everybody's gone for. The highest uptake was for Walcott.
Yeah, so, Theo Walcott, teammate.
Yeah, Theo Walcott was the one people went in straight for, purely because of how he's performed and the upcoming fixtures, but again, his performance has exceeded his stats.
Yeah, he's done really well so far.
The other contenders have been Pereira, Fraser, Pascal Gross, Mora, slightly more, but the main other contenders to Walcott were Pedro and Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us your thought. I'm going to let you guys take over this because I have no dog in this fight.
You go first.
Well, yeah, like I said, when I was looking at my team, because we were talking before, after the red card had happened, and we went, he's going to go rocketing in prior, with the red card and stuff. So I thought, well, I might as well get in now before I lose any. Which again, I'm part of the problem there as well for the rapid inflation, deflation.
Yeah.
So I went for Pedro purely based on the funds that I had in the bank and the fact that he was at the same price.
6.6.
6.6. Yeah, so he was the same price. So I was just doing it as a straight swap.
Oh, you got him in game week 1, didn't you? So I start too much. So you've been quite fortunate there.
Because
if you got him in at 6.8, then you bring in Pedro in.
0.2 loss.
Pedro in,
yeah. So and then like I said, maybe Mkhitaryan might come in somewhere else in the midfield, maybe for Silva or Eriksen. I went for Pedro straight away.
Fair play. I mean, like I said earlier in my piece about my team, I'm going to keep Richarlison. I'm going to keep him on the bench. I'm going to happily take the gamble of the value. However, if I was pushed, I would look at two players in particular. One would be Pereira, because I've already got Pedro in. Pereira seems to be doing it at Watford at the minute, and he's only 6.2. His fixtures are looking reasonable as well. The way the team played, they seem to be playing around him and through him as well. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword there. They're making the chances from him, but he's also taking the chances that are coming his way, which is very interesting. And you're saving 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, depending on when you bought him in that regards. The other one is a long shot, but it would be Lucas Moura, purely because obviously what he did against United, but also at 7.1 million, if you've still got some reserves in your bank, we talk about the bracket in terms of putting your players in. So having that bracket of a higher player, if you were to bring Richarlison back in, ideally you need someone to drop back down in reference with that.
And he's been taking over nicely for Spurs as well.
Yeah, so he's been doing nicely there. I mean, obviously, like I said, the others, Mkhitaryan, Pedro, they're going to be like your obvious choices, but like if there was to be a differentiator, I would probably say Pereira and Moura, because I can't see a lot of people going for those two, even though Pereira has been starting the season really, really well. There's only 2 points difference in terms of the overall points gained by both players. I think Pereira's on 26 points total, Moura's on 24, but you can see the difference of 0.7, 0.8 in the cost of the player. So you have to make that decision based on what you're comfortable with, fixtures, if that team's going to fit around what you're trying to do overall. So
you say taking a gamble. That's actually a popular strategy amongst the top players. Just to keep hold of Richarlison. And not panic, because it costs you more. Again, I'm not great at maths. It's a bit complicated. It costs you more overall to get rid of him, get a player in, and then try and bring him back. So. My personal tip, because someone asked me, someone who had Richarlison in their team and got in touch and said, what do you recommend? The person already kind of had their mind made up, so he just wanted confirmation. But gave him my answer. I said again, my tip was to bench Richarlison if his team was strong enough, which it was. It was strong enough. He had Wan-Bissaka, could have played 4 at the back. Palace have got good fixtures coming up, and the top 1,000 are the players who've already had the 3 fullbacks, Alonso, Robertson and Mendy in their team, and they are regularly playing 4 and 5 at the back. They're playing 5-3-2 and 5-2-3 as all one team. Yeah, so don't be scared to play your defenders. People are still scared to play your defenders. I don't know why. Definitely. That's where the value is. But he was insistent. He wasn't going to bench Richarlison. He asked me, who do I go for? Who's your tip? So I gave him my tip, which is not the obvious, not Walcott. I'm not liking his stats at all. Not any of the other players. Pedro, I said, I've had Pedro this week. Not entirely convinced. Mkhitaryan, same, didn't have a great week. The 2 shouts I gave him were Pereira.
Yeah.
And where's he gone? Fraser at Bournemouth. Those are the informed players.
They are. My only concern with the Fraser one, the latter one, is just the fixtures.
It's got Chelsea coming up next, which is notoriously bad for them. Yeah. But they haven't been every single game they played so far. They've conceded first and then came.
I mean they are known as the comeback kids, but definitely it's not a bad shot, and at that value as well for what he brings in.
Pereira and Fraser and. He wasn't having it.
No,
so I think he's just gone with the herd and probably gone Walcott. So good luck to you.
Excellent.
Yeah. So moving on to just a quick one. I don't. If this one affects anyone's teams, I don't think it will. Was the raft of red cards we had last week?
Yes, we had quite a few.
Richarlison, obviously, but the others.
We'll run through the others. I mean, you got Hogs from Huddersfield. So tiny terriers, little terriers, is it from our mate Jack? My place last week. He's apparently their skipper. I didn't even know he was captain.
He was out, and then he's come back this one game and got himself.
And it was a silly one as well for a headbutt as well. Violent conduct. We don't forget that.
Push and everything. The whole package.
I can't see, to be honest with you, many people having him.
No,
in regards to that. The other one, keeping it relevant, again, it involved Smith from Bournemouth. He had to do that with Richarlison, hence why Richarlison got sent off. And then he got sent off for a silly incident as well. Yeah, for Walcott in the penalty area.
And then Walcott came out and said, "Nah, that wasn't a red."
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that one I don't think many people got. And then Højbjerg at Southampton. Again, a silly one.
Two silly yellows. First one I sympathise.
First one was soft. I thought first one was soft, but second one you can't condemn diving in the game. No. Just absolutely stupid. So well deserved. And if you're impacted by them, then good luck in changing them. But I can't see from that, other than obviously Richarlison.
A couple of people had Smith in defence. Yeah,
I was going to say Smith's the one I think that it'd be.
Yeah, Richarlison and Smith. Other than that, I can't see anything else. So
hopefully you're not too affected by that. And again, shows the importance of having a reasonable defence starters, not defence, reasonable bench, having starters on your bench who can come on. Right, moving on quickly then. The Fullback Revolution. Is Alonso essential?
Yeah,
simple question.
We've talked about him. I think he is. I bought him in. So simple yes or no answer, yes.
Liam?
Last season, definitely. This season seems to be doing the business again. Like I said, I'm probably going to go for Robertson before I try
value.
Look at Alonso. But if you've got the money and you want a higher class of defender that's done it over a few seasons as well, if Robertson may being younger might fall away. Maybe
it's worth it. It's worth it.
It's worth it. People just have this fear of spending that much on a defender and playing lots and lots of defenders, like I just mentioned. But as a quick comparison, I'm going to give you somebody from my team. Compare Alonso at 6.7 he is now, compared with Bernardo Silva at 7.5 in my team. And look at the returns of the two of them. Alonso's had 3 double-digit returns.
Yeah.
I think 13, 12, 13.
Yeah, something along the lines, definitely.
Bernardo Silva's come nowhere near, so that's why I'm doing it this week anyway, getting him in, holding my hands up, admitting I was wrong. And
getting your -4 in as well.
Next quick one then, game week 4, captain, Salah or Aguero or an other?
Simples, I don't have Aguero, so I'm sticking with Salah. I think my philosophy is to stick with Salah throughout the season.
Away to Leicester.
Unless I get finger. Yeah. Leicester haven't been overly convincing for me, to be honest with you. They've pulled out a couple of decent results, but defence looks shaky. They had a chance against Southampton, which, if it wasn't for Maguire and the sending off of Højbjerg 13 minutes from time, and no Vardy played as well.
They're getting better. I think they're slowly.
They are, but again, I think it's just I can't see Liverpool having another Brighton game. I think they're going to turn up and do a bit more than what they did against Brighton.
Turn on the style.
Hopefully, you'll think.
Hopefully.
Think.
What do you think, Liam?
What's the City game? Who've they got?
Newcastle at home.
I will probably go for Aguero then, and hope he just destroys Newcastle.
Field it. Let me get my words out. Notoriously, Aguero performs at home, and
so said Mrs. Aguero.
and Newcastle is one of the teams that he just absolutely loves to tear it up. I think he's got something like 8 in the last 2.
Yeah. And if Newcastle play the way they played against Chelsea with only 19% possession, then they're getting slaughtered.
I mean, even if you say they're going to park the bench and Rafa's good at it and whatever.
I really hope Aguero doesn't turn up to the party, because seeing these two smug faces having 40 points captain wise in game week 2.
Did you miss out as well?
I did have Aguero. I've not had him. I did have him from the start, and then
you and Jack.
I just messed my team up, didn't I, at the beginning? So
Jack went Mendy. But Aguero, he's good. Hopefully he does the same. I looked at some stats for 4 or 5 seasons, and he's got a bag full of goals and a couple of assists as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So the signs are looking good. It's another one of those teams.
Just very quickly on that note as well, Tariq, guys, get in touch. Obviously, let us know what your thoughts are. So you've got the Twitter handle at Fulltime Banter 7, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because it's important to get your viewpoints in. And we talk about different captain picks. Tell us what your captain pick is and why it's any different to the choices that we've made so far.
Yes. And don't worry if you're having a bad start, bad season. It's only game week 3. There's another 35 to go. If you do need some advice and stuff like that, get in touch.
Therefore, very quickly, one final point to finish on, guys. With the Fantasy Football League, Hazard and Kane. Are they in your thoughts? Do they need to crop up in your team sooner rather than later? What's the plan, considering now that Hazard is starting to turn on a little bit of his form and Kane starting to score? Where do you stand on that?
Well, this is what I was hinting at earlier, that I might be looking, possibly whenever I come around to use the wild card, maybe Zaha and Arnautovic, bringing Ings in, because he's very, very cheap. Obviously I'd have to do some other jiggery pokery elsewhere in the team, but and if I had to get somebody, if I had to get somebody that just doesn't play and just have him on the bench, but maybe getting Kane, Aguero and Salah in the same team.
You say salad?
No, dodging that. So maybe Kane, but like I said, I would have to do some heavy renovating.
Yes.
Right.
In order to bring him in.
Cool. They are in my thoughts. Going off the last game week, Hazard particularly looks lively, looks sharp, and that Newcastle.
Of course he was crap last season. He's going to have a good one this
season. He's due a good season. We've said this loads of times. Yeah. He had a sub 200 point season last season, so this season is guaranteed to be a 200 plus. And the way he's playing with Sarri as well, he seems happy, looking lively. Like I say, Newcastle game, they couldn't get the ball off him. They were surrounded.
No, that's it. Exactly.
Kane, he's slowly getting there. He's building momentum, but his stats are 50% of what he was at his best last season. Yeah. So at the moment, at 12.5, going nowhere near Kane.
Yeah, definitely.
Kane would have to absolutely be the top end striker for me to get him in. So Hazard in my thoughts, Kane no, but not in the short term, because I have no plans to wildcard anytime soon. So neither of them at the moment. If it just absolutely turns it on, one of them, Hazard or Kane, then it'll make me a bit more urgent. But otherwise, no.
Fair play. Simple response from me. Neither of them coming into my thoughts at the moment, purely because of the international break coming up. I want to see how things progress, and also we're now having the added teams playing within the Carabao Cup, the changes that the managers might make and etc. around that. And plus also, I've always been against using wildcard pretty much within the first 10 weeks. That's just my personal thought. I always like to keep it further down the line. So let's see, unless my team obviously starts taking a lot of injuries, starts not getting me the returns that I want, then maybe. But first 10 weeks, I'm just going to stick away from the wild card there.
if you have got your wild card and you're tempted, you got itchy fingers, personally, I'm always going to say, keep it, because you're going to be at an advantage, because this week there's a massive number of players.
I think there's over 300,000 people who've used their wild card, so they're all going wild for it.
It's like a Wild West and wild card. Christ.
Keep it and use it sensibly.
Card up your sleeve, and that's about it, guys.
That's it, that's it. Nothing more to add for myself.
We will be back very soon in part 2 of the football section, but Fantasy League back next week before our 2-week sabbatical.
Therefore.
Yeah, so hope you all have a good week in Fantasy League. Any questions, get in touch at Fulltime Banter 7. We're building quite a following now.
Yes.
And I've got to say, quite a reputation amongst the pro crowd as well, you know.
That's what we want.
Obviously off our little banter, our tweets and things we share, and but also I think our reputation with the scores we're getting as well, we're doing quite well.
No pressure then, boys, no pressure.
That's happy.
So at Fulltime Banter 7, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and get in touch if you have any questions or whatever you want to say, any feedback. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.